Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And the stupid rose-tinted glasses.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming to you live from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a bunch of fucking idiots.
Are you fucking ready? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing it again.
Are you sure this is your time to shine, motherfucker?
It'll come at some point.
All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 43 of the Backstage Podcast. As always, I am one of the many hosts here, GunkPunk. Directly to my left, we have Gnomeitar.
Fuck you.
All right. And then below him, we have Kl7ch Lucky.
Heidi ho.
And then below all of us in the bottom right, we have his name this week is My Mother Named Me Beef.
I don't know what it is with beef.
So
I even changed my profile picture this time.
I had to
I
ask.
saw that. All right. And then, of course, as you all know, we usually... Oh, fuck, there's the beef. As you all know, we typically
Where's
get musical guests on here. And then all the way to the far left, as you all are seeing on my screen, all the way on the other side of Gnome, we have Mr. Aaron Lowther with us. Let's give him a round of applause. There we go. Yeah.
Undeserved, undue praise.
No, well-deserved. Deal with it. So, you all know how this podcast works. We do a bunch of...
Today.
Yep. I chose violence today.
Fuck yeah.
As you all know how this podcast works, we have some topics that we discuss, segments, and then this week, with it being the new year, this is our first interview of the new year where we have a musical guest. We're going to get into...
Format.
There is a whole new format, so you guys are used to us doing everything at the beginning. Guess what? Nope, that's all the way at the end, so you got to wait for
you
that.
have to wait.
You have to wait, all right?
Sit your happy asses down.
Be
And
patient.
Oh, he brought the dad voice.
Oh, he did. But Dad, my
swear
voice
to God,
fucking
you
cracked.
fucking shit.
All right. So, as always, our first segment of this week is our music news. So, I did find an article on loudwire.com. Why do I have his Twitch up? I need to close that. All right. Well, I didn't want the audio to play in the background and it double up. Fuck you. Anyways, so the article from loudwire.com, the article's title says Mudvayne's Chad Gray says new bands sound the same and don't have as deep of influences.
He's obviously not been in deeper into some local scenes because there's quite a bit of diversity in the local scenes.
So,
I mean,
according,
yeah, of course, what you hear
No.
on the radio is what's going to sell.
well,
Okay, hold on a
Okay.
fucking second though. Hold on.
all right.
Oh,
Run me back. Who said that again?
So it is Chad Gray from Mudvayne.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. One of the most fucking derivative goddamn bands of gotta be the last 30 years, who was all part of the squeezing in that post-grunge movement where everybody had to have too many Mesa boogies and a snare drum that sounded like shit for the first two albums. For him to say that people don't have people sound too alike now, I don't mean to step on your guys' bit here, but
no.
Oh no.
Fuck.
So there's more
This is
to
what
it.
these are here for.
Yeah, so there is more to it. So according to the article, it says here the Mudvayne vocalist's remarks came into chat with the Underground Australia, as Blabbermouth pointed out. Gray was answering a question about the nu metal revival that's cropped up in pop culture and nu metal's influence on today's bands. So it goes on to say, not holding any punches, Gray responds, dude, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm me and I've got stuff to say and I'm going to say it. Music now to me, God bless them new bands, but they sound the same. All new music reminds me of the same fucking thing. Nothing separates one band from another. It's kind of like one band kind of does something, 100 bands follow that band. Then another band does something, then 100 bands follow that band and sound just like that fucking band.
But not entirely. Don't get me wrong, I like Mudvayne. But I can't agree with this opinion. Because, of course, trends happen. That's how we find new bands, is because of trends.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Will Ramos doing his crazy ass shit, I would have never found out about the other deathcore bands like Filth and Left to Suffer and all these stuff because these guys were trying to emulate it, and I was like, oh wow, they sound really good. And I look up their band, I'm like, these guys are really good.
Yeah.
Like, trends help communities. Now, if you start to go too far with it and become a gimmick with it, then yeah, that's when you start sounding the same.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people try to like bring new flavor into things. It's not the same old shit over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be like a weird scream vocal or some dude singing way above his range. Trends happen. Trends come and go. Yeah, we get a bunch of bands that do sound the same coming out, but a lot of them stick out. Like, they might have one song that they put out there to be like, this should catch some people's attention.
Yeah.
But then the rest of their albums are, a little more mellow, and then they got a heavier album, and then in between, stuff like that. I don't know who he's listening to, but
I mean, we
Chad needs to take a step back.
we kind of touched on it on the meeting. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
unless he's talking about like your generic TikTok bands or whatever. That, from what I've seen, it's all the same regular bullshit.
Well, without
Which is
going,
fair.
I've never. Mhm.
I was gonna say, why the fuck? Go away, Xbox Game Pass. I'm not trying to open you right now. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what
All
mine
right.
did too. That's why
I
made
know.
a
I
weird
was trying to
face
click on my
a second ago.
notepad, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna open the Game Pass. No.
It's like,
Anyways,
would you
so
like to see your triumphs for 2023? I'm like, I played Destiny all year.
yeah, one game, motherfucker. Anyways, that's
I played some different ones.
look, that's a whole different thing, and I've got to be careful because I'm peeking my microphone. Without
Yeah,
going
you
too,
loud son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. Here, let me do this. Fuck off. Anyways,
There we go.
so without going too deep into the article, I mean, for anybody who's interested and wants to get more information about it, you can go to loudwire.com's website and you can find the article there. I mean, just kind of going through it, he's really just referencing specifically, it looks like new metal from back in the early 2000s to now. Going through here, it's not even an influence when it came out 2000. So I'm just
talking shit on Limp Bizkit. We're gonna have words, Chad Gray.
This feels very like old man yells at cloud.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie, it probably is.
A little bit, yeah.
So like I fucking find an angle of the camera, I'll pick it up. I love Black Flag. Love Black Flag. Love Black Flag.
Yeah.
And in 2001, Henry Rollins has this special that I love. And he goes on a bit about how all new bands sound the same. And he's talking about like Creed and everybody that was kind of coming out then. And he's not wrong. But like his criticism, he breaks down like why they sound the same and where they stole those bits from and what they should do. And this dude just went, they don't have enough influences. And it's like, that's
What's a cop out?
yeah, man, he sounds like my dad bitching about my music. Oh, just sounds, it all sounds the same. It sounds like my dad not being able to tell the difference between an AC/DC record and a Led Zeppelin record. You know what I mean?
All right, Marcus, listen, it's nothing like that. I just don't want to spend hours talking about this article, all right? Fuck off.
Yeah, shut us down. Yeah, Marcus, call him out. Call him out.
Fuck you, Gnome. Anyways.
Marcus, keep it coming.
No,
Keep going.
no.
Get him.
Fuck both
Get
of you. So much aggression. I love it. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on from the music news segment. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to quickly touch base on the celebrity death pool. I did go through last night and look up everybody, and obviously there's been no major hospitalizations or deaths as of today because it would have been across all over social media. So nobody unfortunately passed away. We still got to deal with fucking Ted Nugent and all them. So
Fuck him.
Wait. So, and I'm gonna sound like the world's worst guest here, but I have a very limited attention span, and while I always try to fast forward to the like interview sections that you guys do, I somehow missed the most recent bit of the Deadpool.
So we
Who's in presently?
okay. So just to give you kind of an update of who all is in the celebrity death pool, I actually have the list.
Real quick.
Yes.
So Skylar, yeah, we fucking hate Ted Nugent. So yeah, it's just I'll get a comment from my buddy. He's like, fucking Ted Nugent.
Yeah, fuck Ted Nugent.
So the way our celebrity death pool works, each of us gets 3 people plus a wild card. We also have an honorary dead pool, where if one of those people die, we all get a specific point. Right now, the honorary dead pool consists of Ted Nugent, Mick Jagger, and Vince Neil. Okay?
I mean, there are 2 that I'm rooting for and one that I'm really not. So,
You know.
well, shit, make me a bad person to be rooting.
No.
Or, you know what? We're not gonna delve into
Semantics.
my moral failings.
Don't worry about it. Semantics. Anyways, so I'm going to turn my gain down on this real quick. If I can figure
It's
it
so
out.
loud.
Hold on. There it is. All right. Is that better?
Now we can still hear you.
I
You can still hear-
you.
Fuck
Damn
both of
you.
All right. So Gnome's list consists of Yoko Ono, Phil Collins, Gene Simmons, and his wild card is Ivan Moody. Kl7ch's list is this is way too quiet. Hold on. There. Kl7ch's list is Steven Tyler, Frankie Valli, and Bob Dylan, with his wild card being Bruce Willis. My list is Billy Bob Thornton, Bono, Barbra Streisand, and my wild card being Chris Christopherson. And
Ooh.
AJ's list, which is really going to hit everybody, Dolly Parton,
No,
Ozzy
I
Osbourne,
don't want it either.
no,
Billy Corgan,
no.
and his
Wow.
wild card is John Williams.
Also,
I
no.
went for the heavy hitters.
He did. He went straight for the
I don't
cut.
want any of them to die. I mean,
I don't want Billy Corgan to die, but I do want Billy Corgan to sell the NWA.
So the way
That's
it
fair.
works is if any of our people get hospitalized, it's a half a point. We get 1 point if one of our people dies. And everybody gets 1 point if one of the honorary people die. If our wild card dies, we get 5 points. However, the way we have it set is each month you can change one of your 3 picks. You cannot touch the wild card. If no one dies, that's or if one of them dies, you can't add anybody, and you cannot change your wild card until the next year. So every year it resets. We get a whole new list, and it just keeps going.
and then we have the goofy point that you get 3 points if your death pool members either they'd have to kill each other. Like it could be like suicide by proxy or like fist fight in a bar. or
That's
head-on
a new
collision.
rule to me. I didn't
Okay.
know about
No,
that.
no, we talked
We
about
talked-
this a
we
long
talked about
time
it.
ago.
Did we?
We
We
talked
talked
about
about
it.
this a
I
long
didn't
time ago.
save it.
Remember, I was like, if fucking, because I used Gene Simmons and Ted Nugent for example. Like if they met up at a bar or something and got into an argument and they both ended up gouging each other's jugular and they both died, that's like 3 points for whoever had both of them.
All right, so I'm gonna put in here 3 points if 2 kill each other. All right, we'll do that.
That one seems like an unlikely scenario, but like I would pay so much money to see Chris Christopherson kill Ted Nugent.
Oh shit!
Well, like Chris Christopherson come out on top, 100%.
Right.
Uh,
I mean, like
Mark,
Chris
go ahead. I'll
Chris Christopherson is ancient,
yes.
but like one of my favorite stories in all of the like illustrious, interesting thing that is music and pop music is at Willie Nelson's 70th birthday party. He punked out fucking Toby Keith, and that is. Have you guys heard that story?
No.
Oh, you've never heard? Okay,
Nope.
I for some reason I was sitting in the
Perfect top 3 for all these discussions too.
I was sitting in the Carl's Jr. drive-through today, reading about Chris Christopherson for some fucking reason, and I was reminded of this story. Chris Christopherson is a veteran, and he is very left-leaning in his politics and his policies and his music. He was actually one of the few people in Hollywood to come out and support of. Oh God, I'm not gonna be able to think of her name, but she just passed away last year. She did Nothing Compares to You. She got
Sinead
kicked.
O'Connor.
Yes, he came out like really in her corner at the time. He's very progressive in that way. But at Willie Nelson's 70th birthday party, he's standing around talking to Willie, And Toby fucking Keith, and this is like 2001, so this is right after 9/11 and right after America's Gonna Put a Boot in Your Ass and that fucking song that made him famous again.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he says, "Hey Willie, how you doing?" And then he unprovoked turns to Chris Christopherson, who is a man that I'm certain today at 87 could still kill me with his bare hands, and says to him, "Hey Chris, none of that lefty shit out there tonight." And then turns to walk away. Chris Christopherson goes, "What the fuck did you say to me, boy? Don't turn your back on me." And then says, "Have you ever worn the uniform?" To which Toby Keith immediately, "What? No, I just meant, no. You did not hear me. You don't like the answer. Have you ever killed someone and then cashed the check that your country gave you for doing it? No? Then shut the fuck up."
Damn.
And Toby Keith runs off and he turns to Willie Nelson and says, "Don't say a fucking thing. You remember what Waylon used to say about guys like him? He's doing to country music what pantyhose did to finger fucking."
That's fucking great.
That is so good.
That is
So-
fucking great.
I stand Chris Christopherson not only because he's a phenomenal fucking artist and songwriter, but also because he punked out Toby fucking Keith, who I personally hate. On
Oh,
a
can we
deep
add Toby
personal
Keith
level.
to the honoraries?
We'll do it. Keep it in mind. Remember it next week or next month. We'll add him because we got to
To
do
the
it.
honorary?
I mean, yeah, it only seems right because we do it once a month. We add people. Fuck it, I'll do it right now.
I was about to say it's. an
Fuck it, we'll do it
honorary
live.
Deadpool. Thanks for reminding me of a thing I gotta put on my soundboard.
To play us out. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah, no. We Chris Christopherson, just the mental image of him like turning Toby Keith around, who is not as big as he portrays himself to be. He's not as tall and burly as he portrays himself to be. He wears lifts in his boots. And even then, you know, Chris Christopherson's got to be 60 at that point. Turn him around and be like, "The fuck did you say to me?
Fuck you say to me, you little shit.
Fuck Toby Keith."
All right. Let's see here. No, I'm trying to share this for all this. All right, fuck it.
Found it.
Found it. All right. All right, so that is our celebrity death pool for now. So let's go ahead and jump to our top 3 this week. Who was it that picked this? Was it me?
was me.
AJ, yeah.
It was you, AJ?
Because I was listening to Mark Chestnut at the time, so I
Oh,
was like,
shit.
"Oh, top 3 country songs."
All right, so AJ, yeah, what is our top 3 again?
This week is top 3 country songs.
Okay.
That does not include bluegrass, red dirt, or anything like that. Those are going to get a list all their own.
I need a third monitor.
Why?
If I want to start streaming again, it's gonna make things a lot easier.
I have a fucking TV.
Sir, I have
I don't
3
even have a
monitors, and I am
monitor.
look. I have 3 monitors, and I'm already looking at adding a 4th.
So I should just get that TV right there. I'll just strap it in and just turn it so I got to read it backwards.
That's what's going to be playing on that third monitor.
God damn it! All right, AJ, who is going to go first for this week's top 3? Who are you gonna have go first?
Hey, you know what? Let's change it up this time. Gunk, you go first.
Oh, I get to go first for once.
Yeah, I thought that'd be nice.
Okay.
We'll get used to it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm always the last. But all right. So just so you know, Aaron, we do top 3, and then after everybody does their top 3, we give you a chance. If you have any extras that somebody hasn't already taken, you can use them as honorable mentions. So my top 3 is Montgomery Gentry's "Hell Yeah," Brad Paisley's "I'm Gonna Miss Her," and Rascal Flatts' "What Hurts the Most."
Oh, we're gonna have very different lists.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Listen.
we're gonna have very different lists.
Listen, so for
I mean,
those
I
of
can
you
agree with the Brad Paisley song. I do like that one.
for those of you who don't know, I don't listen to country very much. So, and real fast, Marcus, the winner of the Celebrity Death Pool wins bragging rights
One PP touch.
from
Kl7ch
Gnome.
hasn't shut up about it since. He won by half a point.
Keeps
I don't even.
going.
I think he
swear.
went. I think he went to take a shit. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna
he's not
lie.
even here right now.
He's fucking pinching a grumpy dude.
Marcus, why is there so much hate for Ted Nugent and now Toby Keith? Because fuck him. That's why.
Oh,
If you'd
don't
seen
don't
the
ask me
articles
that. I'll
that
go.
let's
Go off.
let's not go there.
just
No,
type in Ted Nugent on any music forum, and you will find his hot takes
learn.
that are hot garbage.
We don't even need to go for like the controversial hot takes.
Just in general.
He did not think that Steven Stills deserved to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck him.
Is he
Fuck
even
his
in there?
dumb ass. Oh, I'm not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Steven Stills shouldn't be. Eat
Yeah,
shit,
because
you
Stranglehold
stupid
isn't enough to
draft
get you in.
dodging rapist.
All right. You know what? Matter of fact, we're gonna go to our guest next. So it is your turn, Aaron. What is your top 3 country songs? Who's the artist and what's the song?
Okay, I'm gonna be a bit of a basic bitch with the first one, but argue with me. I'll fight you with my fists. Jolene, Dolly Parton.
Hey,
Oh, no,
hey,
hands
another,
down. No,
we love
yep.
Dolly. We fucking love
That's
Dolly.
fine.
You know,
We had that on our cover corner.
Yes, we did.
That's why it pained me to say her name for my death pool.
she is a national treasure, and just what the fuck did that bank teller look like that her husband was spending too much time talking to?
Fuck.
Because that's who it was. That's who that song is about. Like, can you imagine what kind of smoke show you have to be to out hot prime Dolly Parton?
I mean, the most we know, if I remember correctly from the song, is
a lot lizard.
red hair. If I remember right, she had red hair.
A very attractive red-haired woman with alabaster skin and green
Wait,
eyes. And
hold on. So you're telling me that bitch was a ginger?
It was Reba McEntire.
God damn it!
Oh my god, it was Reba.
Dolly was unduly concerned if that's the case. No shame to Reba.
All right.
I fucking
No, I
love
was just
Tremor.
saying, I
Fucking love
find
that movie.
Reba attractive as shit. But Prime
Ain't-
Dolly?
Ain't out doing
Prime
Dolly.
Dolly any day.
No.
Dolly
So
now, dude. I don't
for
care.
facts. So definitely that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with so we're simultaneously talking about a very wide breadth, but you've also placed some like kind of limiting factors on here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, because I had one in mind, but it's very clearly a different genre.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
We can let yours slide. You're the guest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Johnny Cash, and it is a toss up for me
Ooh.
with either Cocaine Blues
Ooh.
Okay.
or his cover of The Man Comes Around.
That's
You-
such a good
I-
cover.
I could really actually go all of the American recordings. I mean, God's Gonna Cut You Down is fucking haunting.
Oh, 100%.
It like I don't believe in anything, and that would put the fear of God in me. Like, but Cocaine Blues, that
fuck
trend on TikTok where it's like, what's the wildest opening line to a song? The fact that I've never seen anyone put early one morning while making the rounds, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. I went right home and I went to bed. I stuck that loving 44 beneath my head. That's pretty out of
Such
pocket.
a good one.
Yeah.
Such a good one.
That's out there.
And because I'm topical without meaning to be, Chris Christopherson, Sunday Morning Coming Down.
Okay.
I when I broke up with my high school girlfriend, I was like 20 or 21. I would listen to that fucking song in like a repeat rotation with Lovesick Blues, So Lonesome I Could Cry, and like the entirety of the Misfits catalog because I'm kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But that fucking song, you know, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. If there ain't a more true statement in life, especially doing what we do and being as young as I was at the time, and just there are very much like the entire Sundays of post shows where it's like seeing out of one eye and kind of holding your head like this so it doesn't throb too much.
I just had one of those where I realized how old I'm getting because I
Dude.
went nuts on stage and then nuts afterwards. The next 3 days were agony. I'm like
It's
stooping
I-
to like put an AC up on the pad. And I'm like barely getting it up, and I look at my helper. I'm like, "Will you please help me? I'm stuck."
I turned 30 and it's fucking hard to deal with now. I
Mhm.
had a 4-day hangover last year. I didn't know that was fucking possible.
What's a
Oh, yeah.
hangover?
Really old.
Like
I found that out
May
on my 30th birthday too.
like May of last year, I was just like it was Thursday and I'm like, I'm dying. I need to see a doctor. I have to like I need actual medical intervention. It won't stop.
What the fuck?
Oh, did you get a faulty cap?
The fucking thing came with the cap. What the fuck?
The doohickey came off the thingamajig.
That dang
it.
old doohickey.
Dang old man, dang old ball cap. Come
Man,
on,
when
his
did Boomhauer
eyes-
get in here?
We're gonna see his pupils get the size of dinner plates here soon because that was a tampered bottle.
He got
Hell
the
yeah.
Burgers Coke Sprite.
that or he's gonna die of cyanide poisoning. But you know,
Hey, you know what?
Flip a
Whatever
coin.
works. So, Aaron, who is going to go next
Good
in
content.
the top 3?
I got a fucking.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see Gnome's answers here.
Ooh.
So far, we like. I feel like I'm picking up what he's putting down on a lot of stuff here. So
You got to reach pretty far to get down to where I'm throwing stuff.
It doesn't go very far.
I also appreciate the self-deprecation. And I like if I thought I could get away with it, I'd have made about 8 or 9 like inappropriate black jokes by now. So you have to pick up the slack here.
Let him fly.
Let him
him fly,
fly.
So first one is Waylon Jennings, the Dukes of Hazzard theme.
Yes.
I knew it. That's why I didn't
Yeah,
put that
what?
on my list.
Goddamn right you do it. My next one is Kenny Rogers, the Gambler.
Okay.
This one I'm gonna count it because it is country. Dewey Cox or John C. Riley with Walk Hard.
We'll
Okay, but
allow it.
The punk version fucking slaps.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
well,
good.
100%.
All the songs that they did, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't care who you are.
Real quick, Marcus is popping off in chat. He's like, did any of y'all ever play City of Heroes? Can't say I have.
Maybe. No.
And then he was asking in regards to the age thing. So what hurts more, the physical conditions of being old or the fact that the music we listened to as kids, like Linkin Park, is now considered dad rock? How can
Marcus,
Marcus.
you fuck off. You get the
Sir.
fuck out of here now.
You
See,
can
I've
get
got a
the
different
fuck out of here.
response. It's the physical part.
Oh God. I so I'm
Everything hurts.
I'm weird, man. Like my parents were older. My dad, when my parents adopted me, he was 45. My mom was 40. I am their midlife crisis, and so my teenage rebellion was not the shit that everyone else was listening to. It was like Led Zeppelin and the Ramones and shit like that. When I was 14 or 15, my mother walked into my room because I like we didn't own a CD player. We had one tape deck. It was in the living room. I had a record player, and that was my source of music as a kid until I built my first computer. And my mom took my 45 of Whole Lotta Love when it got to the bridge of Whole Lotta Love where it sounds like an orgasm in the middle. Took that 45 and threw it into our front yard, and I had to go to church every night for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
So for me to be like, oh, the music you listen to as a kid, because I like at the same time at school it was Green Day, it was MCR, it was that stuff, and like now that's dad rock. But like I have a Queen tattoo and an Op Ivy tattoo, so everything I really love has been that way for a long time. On top of the stuff that I also really love that I was young with. So no, it's the fucking fact that I have one knee that doesn't work and one knee that doesn't want to. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
Same.
Oh
problem.
no, what's worse? Fuck, dude, I don't know. The fact that I haven't been able to bend my knee right in 10 years.
God damn it.
All right. So, Gnome, what was your? Have you already gone through all 3 of yours?
Yes.
Waylon, Red Kenny, Dewey. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who is going to go next?
Mm.
Mm.
It's the fact that he does it without the soundboard.
I know.
Clutch.
I knew it, you son of a bitch.
Getting predictable.
You are very predictable.
Son of a bitch.
No particular order.
Okay.
I have Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks.
Okay.
God's Country by Blake Shelton.
Okay.
And then, yeah. I liked that song. That's it. And then my last one is Save Me by Jelly Roll.
Okay.
Odd, but I guess it does count.
Yeah, it does count.
It's off his latest album, and his latest album is country.
We'll
That's
allow
fair.
it. We'll
I
allow
forgot
it.
about
Can't argue with it.
I forgot about the King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard country album that did.
Oh god.
Fuck.
I forgot about that album.
I am sitting here not texting. I'm trying to figure out who fucking Jelly Roll is because I'm a million. My experience with Jelly Roll is
Yeah.
he was the guest on a pay-per-view like last month. He was in the front row
I
and he
actually
shoved
don't know
it.
that.
Like I have no idea who he is or what he does, so I'm educating myself
be right
quickly.
back.
So
Gotcha.
I thought he was at Quick Trip in the donut counter.
See, the worst part is the person that's supposed to go next has just stepped away.
left the fucking room. Yeah.
That's just
Just a
He returned. He returned quickly.
there he
Sorry,
is.
my roommate listens to her
No.
TV really loud, and there's a car honking on there, and there's also like 2 other people at my house. So I'm like,
Is that
one's
what the
really
kids are
drunk in
calling it
that
these
room,
days?
and the other one's really high. So
Okay.
I'm like, is someone accidentally setting off their car alarm in this HOA neighborhood?
Oh, can't have that.
Oh, we just lost no.
Yeah, no, God forbid.
All right. Well,
We have
I'll be back.
okay.
Vegeta shooting one.
God damn it. All right. So AJ, what is your top 3?
Okay, so my first one is Amos Moses by Jerry Reed.
Okay.
Good pick.
Uh,
Good pick.
Second is Sold, the Grundy County Auction Affair by John Allen Montgomery. I love that song. I loved that song since I was a kid.
Okay.
And number 3, because my mom will rise from the grave and strangle me if I don't put Conway on my list. And I picked Slow Hands by Conway because I love that song.
All right.
Oh, dude, my dad is somewhere very unhappy with me that Conway Twitty didn't make my list.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
I didn't think about that, but
Fuck off, Marcus, for
Go to
one.
sleep with your eyes open tonight.
He's
So,
going to sense it.
in regards to honorable mentions, Clutch, I even told you, everybody was going to probably have the mindset that you and I talked about for this one particular song. So I have 2 honorable mentions. One
got
of them I picked because I had a gut feeling everybody was going to have the mentality, I don't want to pick this song because I think somebody else is going to take it. So my first honorable mention is Chris Stapleton with Tennessee Whiskey.
I had that same mindset. I was like, I don't want to pick this one.
I would have picked T-Pain's cover of it because it was better.
I mean, yes, it was good, but I was like, I know somebody is probably going to say it, so I'm going to keep it as an honorable mention, just in case. My second honorable mention is Brad Paisley's Whiskey Lullaby. Fuck, can't even speak.
Whiskey Lollipop. Everyone's getting fucked.
Hell yeah, brother! All right, Aaron, do you have any honorable mentions?
yeah, gotta have Conway Twitty tight fitting jeans.
Yeah.
Sturgill Simpson and Life Ain't Fair. And kind of an odd cut, but I'm gonna count it because it's off of his album Sings Country and Western, Georgia by Ray Charles.
Okay. Marcus wants to know if we've ever heard the rock version of Whiskey Lullaby.
I can't say that I have.
I feel like
Yeah.
I
Or
have.
I.
I feel like I have. Marcus, message me that link if you could find that video, message it to me, and I will make sure to send it in our Discord so they can all check it out.
That is not enough chocolate milk for that Viking.
Trust me. He goes through.
Daily amount
All right,
of chocolate
so
milk.
as everyone knows, you're always going to see the Wandering Barbarian in the background of my camera. Say hi.
Just the slow turn.
All right,
So
and I'm gonna steal focus back for like half second because there's one I almost forgot.
go ahead.
Thank God I'm a Country Boy by John Denver.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
But I have to have context for that one.
Okay.
So you guys have been to Buc-ee's, right?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Been to bussies.
I have not.
Don't fucking call it that.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Don't do that. So myself and a good deal of our friends and acquaintances last year or the year before, I've been hit in the head a lot. Year before, I'm pretty sure. And if my girlfriend's watching, she will correct me almost immediately here, I'm certain. Year before, though, I'm pretty sure. We were going to Six Flags and then coming back.
Okay.
And we had flat tire. And we stopped at Buc-ee's with a flat tire. And we were waiting for somebody to come back with the replacement tire. And I don't know how the fuck we got here, and I do not know what. I don't remember the context. Again, concussions.
Yeah.
But I'm standing there, and it is me and my friend Matt and his wife and my ex-wife and my now girlfriend, because my life is weird. And we're standing in a circle, and somehow we get to where
Thanks for liking the
Matt
stream,
is just
Cody.
doing this. And because I'm a smartass, we started singing that fucking song and nailed that fucking song. And we look up and see there's like 6 people slow driving by that I know think about that moment to this day. Because Matt is Hispanic, so it's just like, and we're in the middle of like Elizabeth, Texas, so it's white as fuck. And so there's just 2 brown dudes just, well, life on the farm is kind of laid back, ain't nothing old country boy like me can't hack. With just a circle of white women standing around us, and I'm sure they were like, the Pied Piper has come to take our women away. And you're right, we are.
So it's funny you bring up your girlfriend because she did pop off in the chat. She's like year before, so she did correct you there.
I'm sure she'll know because I fucking everything happened last month or 4 years ago.
It happens.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Marcus did in fact send a link for the video. So I'm gonna post it in the general chat section of the Discord so you guys can check it out later. Okay. So
Why does the guy that sings this look like? Oh, his name slipped my mind.
You can do it.
Oh my lord!
You can do it.
Okay. Well, Aaron, who did you pick the first go round? Who was
Nick Offerman.
There you go. Who was it that you picked to go next previously? Do you remember? Was it Gnome or
Gnome.
Kl7ch?
It was
Okay,
Gnome.
Gnome.
So Aaron already mentioned Johnny Cash's "God's Gonna Cut You Down."
Yeah.
One of them. AJ, I don't know if this is on your recommended or honorable mention. Marty Robbins, "Big Iron."
Dude.
Fuck, why wasn't it? Oh my
Dude.
god, I didn't even think of it. I played so much New Vegas.
New Vegas, yes. Big ups to New
Yep.
Vegas.
I've got like 7,000 hours in that fucking game. How did I
Exactly.
not think of Big Iron?
Also, if you have never sat down and listened to cowboy cowboy ballads and trail songs, I think is the name of the album.
Oh, it's amazing.
You should. Everybody
to,
listening to
then.
this, should do it. That used to be my driving record if Tiffany was in the car, because like half the songs are like Big Iron, and then half the songs seemingly have to do with like killing somebody, and she'd just be like, "It's so fucking dark. Why is it so depressing? He sounds so happy." And it's a great album, but just because it would like get that reaction, I was just like, "Well, that's what we're listening to in the car when you're in the car now." I might be a bad friend. I might be a bad friend.
Nah, it's fine. Fuck it.
We
All right.
all are.
Yeah. We're all at that point. Gnome, what else you got?
So this one, the song's called "I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive," and it's by Hank Williams. Hank
Okay.
Williams Jr. and Hank Williams III. All three of them sing on that song, and the whole album. And I don't know if we'll ever get into country rock, but there's a band called Ghoul Town, and they mix like country rock kind of stuff. I'll send you guys links to their
Please.
stuff.
Yeah, please.
But very, 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 very good band.
All right.
But I wasn't sure if we'd ever touch on the harder aspect of country.
Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe it could be a top 3 at some
It could be.
point.
It could
Yeah,
be.
Could be.
There's gonna be a lot of Hank the Third in there.
A lot of things there.
All right, Clutch.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
got?
my,
I only got 2 honorable mentions. It's
Okay.
another. One of them is another Jelly Roll song. It is "Need a Favor" off that same album,
Okay.
and then "Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever heard the Social Distortion cover of that?
No,
Look it
Me
up.
You
too.
should.
It's worth it. Look it up.
Oh,
All right.
speaking of Social D and country music, you should also check out. Everybody should check out both of Mike Ness's country albums. Is a
Mhm.
covers country album called Under the Influence, and then he has a solo record. I think that's just called Mike Ness. That is him doing like original songs as country music, and
Mhm.
I
both
will.
of which
Matter
one of
fact-
them has a country version of Ball and Chain, which
Ooh.
is like my sad drinking song.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit like when you want to sit in like a dark room and regret your life choices. Mike Ness's country and western version of Ball and Chain is the song to do it to.
You said which album is that on? Under the Influence.
It's either Under the Influences or his solo record, which I think is just called Mike Ness, but you can find it fairly easily.
I already found it. So he's got one called Under the Influences, and the other one is Cheating at Solitaire. Both were released.
Cheating at Solitary, yes.
Both were released in 1999, and
Yeah,
I've got both
both.
albums saved to my YouTube Music.
Definitely check those out.
Yeah.
Since he brought up Ring of Fire, and I know you're trying to move the show along, but I talk too fucking much. Where do you guys fall on the conspiracy theory about the authorship of that song? Have you guys heard this?
Uh-uh.
No.
So Johnny Cash's first wife, who, if you look into, very interesting woman. If you see pictures of her, like, 'cause if you've only ever seen her on Walk the Line, they whitewash that poor woman so terribly. She's an Italian woman who very clearly has like African ancestry,
Okay.
which when you put into context like the struggles that he had to break into country music, when you place her next to him as prominently as he did, it kind of makes more sense because America was racist as balls at the time, obviously.
Yeah.
She claims in her biography, her autobiography, that it was not written by June's sister, one of the Carter sisters, and then covered by Johnny. He claims Johnny wrote it about June while they were married, and then let June's sister take the writing credit because she needed the money.
That sounds more
Intriguing.
plausible.
Yeah.
And then he actually had already had his cover in the can and waited to release it till after hers fell off the chart.
Damn.
And that, to me, I find very plausible because if you listen to anything the Carters or the Carter sister or the Carter family ever put out, none of it ever sounds like that. That sounds like it is written in his voice to me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just the way he plays it, it feels natural. It doesn't feel like somebody else read it.
Which, the story is she wrote it sitting playing it on an auto harp and like maybe, obviously like it could just be like she wrote a song because they toured together and she had heard enough of his stuff that his voice kind of infected her brain. Very possible.
Yeah.
But it sure is interesting because there's no reason to make that claim to me. Like you get nothing out of it
Right.
other than the fact that like that's why you knew your husband was in love with another woman at that point. And it's fairly well documented that kind of everybody fucking knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I find that wildly interesting. I don't know if it's true or not, but I find it very interesting.
All right. Well, real quick, AJ, I'm gonna have you go through yours real fast. I'm
Okay.
gonna read these 2 comments and then we're gonna move on. So go ahead.
So I have, unfortunately for you, I have 5.
God damn it! Hurry up!
I'm here for it.
So I had to pick it because everyone knows it, everyone loves it. The Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks.
Good one.
Oh,
Lights Went Out in Georgia by Reba.
Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Too Cold at Home by Mark Chestnut.
Okay.
Chattahoochee by Alan
Mhm.
Jackson.
Of course.
right.
And Country Heroes by Hank Williams III.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Real quick. So Marcus asked, "What genre do y'all think Welcome to My House by New Breed is?"
New Breed.
Nubreed. We'll have to get back to you on that.
Post melodic.
Oh, hold on. What we think? What's the name of the song again?
Welcome to My House.
Post melodic rapcore.
I think he's expecting us to know the song to answer it.
I feel like it's like an 80s disco hit.
Maybe. We'll have to listen
Disco,
to it and get
disco.
back to you on that. He said, "Bro, Johnny Cash's grandson would sound almost exactly like him while singing
Yeah,
Folsom
I
Prison
saw that
Blues."
video.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
he's
did.
all over TikTok
And
with that.
Yeah.
Conway's son sounds spot on to his father.
So I'm going to call
Holy
myself out real
shit.
quick because I did not play this to start, so I'm going to play it real fast.
It's time for this week's top 3 Queen.
I
he's
fucked up.
fucking up.
I
He's
fucked
fucking
up and did not play that, but I guess I was just too excited
Um.
to actually have a guest on, so I just kind of overlooked it. But you know what?
You could have kept it in the pocket and edited that in post, and nobody that didn't watch live would have known. You didn't have to tell on
Fail.
yourself.
No, I'm going to call
Fail.
myself out. I will call myself out just like they call me out. I don't care. So anyways, next up we have...
It's time for AJ's show shoutouts. All right, let me see if I can get these in order here because I have to backtrack a little bit.
my
Yeah.
god.
Listen, I'm going to.
Gnome, shut the fuck up.
What?
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stomp the smallest mud hole I can in somebody with you.
Promise.
So maybe.
Okay.
Anyway.
Or you,
All
you
right.
gotta wear the
that
knee
was-
braces while you do that.
It's the knee
Yeah,
brace.
Yeah,
You gotta have
or
'em.
I'm gonna be fucked for a week. Okay, so the next one coming up because all the other ones are on the 20th. This is January 19th. This has my band in it. It is a benefit for Adam Richmond.
Yes.
He had to get cochlear implants because his hearing has gone to garbage, and his health insurance is not covering the expenses. So this will be for medical expenses. I should have gotten the link for the GoFundMe to help out. There'll be a
I'm
silent
gonna see if I can
auction.
find it real quick.
That'd be awesome. There'll be a silent auction and a raffle. My band will be there along with Infall, Shelter in Place, Sabretooth, and I can't remember if it's confirmed or not, but I think I heard Doxy had to drop off from the bill,
Okay.
but they may be there. It's going to be at the Shrine. That's 18th in Boston in downtown-ish area. It's January 19th. The doors are open at 6 and the show starts at 7. It's $12 in advance and $15 at the door. That'll be this coming Friday.
Okay.
So come up there. Even if you don't like any of the bands, come up there, put some money into the silent auction, buy some tickets for the raffle. Let's help out Adam.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. Going on the 20th, we've got
3.
3 shows. So we'll start with the furthest one out. This one is in, I believe it's in Norman. Yeah. So this is Locust Grove. They're going to be at the Up Together venue. It is Zane and Joey's birthday. So it's a thrash party. They're going to be with Cyanide Hook, Neanderthal Jones, Sixth Gear. I believe Peace is one of the bands on there. And
Yes.
The Treatment. So the tickets are $15 and they're 20 day of the show. That's going to be at Up Together venue in Norman. The doors are open at 6 and the show starts at 7 and it's an all ages show. So if you live in that area, go out there. Locust Grove kicks ass. I can't say anything for the other 5 bands. I haven't got to see much of them, but we've played shows with Locust Grove. Those guys fucking kill it every time. And it's Zane and Joey's birthday, so go out there and
It's a birthday.
I don't know, make it a game. See how drunk you can get them.
Party.
After that, at the Vanguard, Terrible Thieves, Odd Fact, Goodridge, and Pluto Rogue will be playing on Saturday, January 20th at the Vanguard. It doesn't have ticket prices or anything, but you can go to thevanguardtulsa.com and look up ticket prices if you would like to go to that show. And it is the Vanguard, so of course it's going to be all ages. Bring your kids, bring your grandparents. Be interesting. And the last one I have for tonight is going to be at Badass Renee's on the 20th. That'll be Saturday.
Yep.
It's a 21 plus show. It's $10 to get in. I'm assuming the show starts at 9 p.m.
Yes.
That'll be Finding Nova, and from what I've heard, there's some difficulties going on with Finding Nova, so it's just going to be 2 people doing
An acoustic set. Yeah, that's what I've been told, is that it's an acoustic set.
And Velvet Flame Cult, and then Gunk's personal band will be playing Off Division. So if you haven't seen them, you should.
We're okay.
Like, seriously.
We're
Put
okay.
kids to sleep.
And put kids to sleep.
Yeah, apparently we put kids to sleep.
Put
so
kids to sleep, make adults feel emotions. I saw Gnome carrying like Midgie. We got Gnome and Midgie. Carrying Midgie out to the car. He was crying, and the kid was sleeping. So emotions and sleepiness came around. But
It's a very weird night.
A Future to Remember will be there as well. That's at Badass Renee's this Saturday. It's $10 to get in. Show starts at 9. That's Finding Nova, which is going to be an acoustic set. Velvet Flame Cult, Off Division, and A Future to Remember. And that's all I've got this week.
all
Well,
right.
I'll be goddamned.
Hold on.
When did Renee start charging a cover?
They've been doing it
For
for
a
like
while now.
It's been a while, yeah.
a couple of years.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she started doing that and giving that whole thing divvied up to all the bands.
Yeah,
That's
thankfully.
That's good.
And she still does a cut of the bar, too.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
All
been
right.
fantastic. I accidentally minimized Discord because I thought I was in a different app.
Way to go. All right, Gnome, are you ready? Guess what?
This is Gnome's recent releases.
All right, so, oh, God.
Oh, damn it.
First one's a local artist.
Okay.
Brandon Young, Had Enough,
Okay.
released another single called January Obituaries.
All right.
Very good.
Oh,
Go
yeah?
go listen to his shit.
Drink.
It's weird trying to branch out from my usual music taste, but I guess he's a DJ, Marshmello, released a new single with an artist called Venby. Single's called No Man's Land.
Okay.
I didn't know these guys were still around. The Black Crows just released a new single called Wanting and Waiting.
Really? Okay.
Cheryl Crow released a new single called Evolution.
Okay.
Weird to see her name on that list. These other two are more in the metal category. Fit for a King released a new single called Keeping Secrets. Is good. And another band that I started listening to a few years ago because of the name, a band called Caligula's Horse.
Gross.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
This guy's so
they're
good.
good. So new single called The Storm Chaser.
I'm going to
If
have
you-
to
if-
listen to that.
If you like prog metal, go listen to Caligula's Horse.
Dude, they're so good. Dude,
It's good.
I will be
okay,
right
hold-
back,
hold
gentlemen.
on.
One moment.
Okay.
All right.
You're good, man. I have to bring up something. Ruth was reading off. She was reading off a goofy post. It was like replace or add to a band name, but it's a food item, and someone said Caligula's horseradish. And I lost it, and I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Wait, someone else knows Caligula's horse?" Like that was the only thing I was excited about. I was like, "Those guys are so good."
So real
Oh
quick,
man, I'm pulling up Daughter of the Mountain right now.
real quick, while he is away, and before we jump into the next topic, Marcus asked, "Do y'all think the Who is overhyped? I'm a fan, and I even do their song Wolf Totem at karaoke. Not well, but I do try." So
I don't think they are. I think I don't think they're overrated. I think songs get overplayed, but I don't think they're overrated. They're actually probably not
Yeah.
talked about enough.
Okay,
I was about to say that because they did revolutionize a lot of rock.
they did.
There's a lot of stuff people do on stage because of them and all that shit, and they influence a lot of people. I don't think they're talked about enough.
I was like,
honestly.
if we want a trend, Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah, dude, I've tried to do that shit. It's fucking hard.
And then he said, I always thought y'all just met up at Gunk's house for this. No, Marcus.
Eventually.
We do plan to eventually. The biggest step is we've got to get a mixer and the right microphones and cables to do a full setup in one house. Right now, we all sit in our own respective houses and
God,
just
this
jump
mic
in through
slaps.
Discord. So that's.
We are at his house. He just has a really big basement.
If I had a basement, do you think I'd be up here? I'd be down in there. I mean, come on.
No, he's got us all
Then
locked
we
down in
had-
the basement.
Then we'd see the bodies.
Shh. Don't tell everyone. All right. So that
What
was
is the
Gnome's.
stockpile of lie for?
Listen, we're not going to talk about it. Anyways, so that was Gnome's recent releases, and now it's time for.
It's time for Gunk's Gunk Flapper.
It just sounds so weird.
It turned out really good though.
It did turn out really
It did
good.
turn out good.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, this is my new segment. It is called the Gum Flapper, where it's basically a two truths and a lie game. The way it works, I find an artist, I look up information
We
about
have
them.
no idea who this artist
They
is.
have no idea who it is. I'm going to tell them who it is, and I'm going to list 3 things about this person. They have to guess which of them is a lie. So this week's artist that I picked is Jack Black.
You
Okay,
fuck.
all right.
So
It all sounds true.
in this, I have 3 statements about Jack Black. You guys have to pick, and I'm going to give each of you, all 4 of you, a chance to pick A, B, or C. A. His real name is Thomas Jacob Black. B. He appeared in a commercial for an Activision game in 1985. C. He was raised Jewish. No, A, B, or C. Don't you be looking up the fucking answers, you son of a bitch.
No, I'm looking down.
Not
I'm trying to
you.
figure out-
AJ, I see his ass like, hold on.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with A.
Okay. Aaron?
I know the answer to this question.
Okay, do you want to hold
so
off?
I'm not gonna answer. I'm one of those trivia assholes, and somehow
Okay.
this has worked its way into my brain. So
All right. I've got one for A. Kl7ch, A, B, or C?
God, I don't.
Do you want me to read them again?
No, you don't need to read them again. I just.
he's thinking.
He's thinking.
I feel like the name thing is true and whatnot, so I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with B.
Okay. So we got one for A. We got one for B. AJ, A, B, or C?
I'm stuck between A and C.
Pick your poison. You got 10 seconds.
I'm gonna go with A
All right.
because I feel like I've seen his name before in the credits of a movie, and it wasn't Jack Black. And I was
They
like,
don't credit you under your real name; they credit you under your SAG name.
So, Jack Black's
Just so you know.
Jack Black's real legal name is Thomas Jacob Black. He was, in fact, raised Jewish.
Ah.
He did not appear in an Activision game in 1985.
It was 2000.
It was
like-
he appeared in a commercial for the Activision game Pitfall in 1982.
Oh.
And the
So-
only reason I knew the answer to this one is because I know when Pitfall came out. And I know I've seen the fucking commercial on Reddit. Like
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, there's Keith. So yeah,
drunk.
as always, you guys have probably figured out by now. I'm gonna take the facts and I'm gonna twist them just a bit and see if anybody catches it. But yeah, that was one I was struggling. I'm like, I know we all love Jack Black, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good one because how many of you have actually studied things about him? And so the fact that both Gnome and AJ are like, his name can't be Thomas Jacob Black, I'm like, damn.
Oh no! So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I knew it wasn't the Jewish one, or like it was the Jewish one because he's so like anti just everything now.
Yeah, see, that's why I was like, because I know Gunk likes to fuck around with just like one letter or number or something
Yep.
like that in it, or one word. So I was like, that's why I was stuck between A and B or A and C, because I was like, is that his name?
Yep.
I feel like that. I mean, it's like after I picked A, I was like, because you could take Jacob and get like,
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah,
Yep.
see,
Or
I knew
JB.
C was true. I remember hearing that either in like an interview or like something about him. I remember seeing that for sure. I did not know his full name
Yep.
at all. And
See that.
I had to go
The
towards
Jewish
like the
thing got
gaming
me.
side. The gaming side, and I didn't know Activision was that old.
Yep.
Mhm.
I was
yeah.
going more of the fact that I felt Activision was something that was more recent, like, 2000s and up, not
Yep.
back in the 80s. That's where I was going with that. The fact that I got it right was just
Pure luck.
luck.
I almost picked B because I thought he was like jumbling a word around and it was gonna be Brutal Legends.
Nah. You and I both know
And-
how much love I got for that game. I ain't gonna fuck with that.
Oh god, it's such a good game. Whatever gaming company has that title, that IP out there now, give us a second
Remaster.
one, please.
Please.
Second or a full
Yes,
remaster.
or remaster.
Full
I'll be
remaster.
happy with a remaster.
All right.
Such a good game. Oh my god.
That was the gun flapper for this week, ladies and gentlemen. That means it is time for us to blast through the next the next segment.
This is Clutch's cover corner.
I always stumble my fucking words. Clutch, what was your cover pick this week?
Get that dick out of your mouth. You won't stumble
Fuck
over
you.
words.
You just slapped you, dude.
Let me pull it back up because I was not on that page. All right, the cover, the original I picked this week is one by U2,
Okay.
and the covers that we have here, Gnome picked, what is this? Cinematic Pop.
Cinematic Pop.
Which is a live symphony orchestra and choir. Gunk picked Keith Urban's, which I believe this was a live, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I threw in Johnny Cash's cover of this,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Aaron threw in Eddie Vedder.
Aaron threw in Eddie Vedder, and then fucking
Beef
my
over
my
here.
mother's named me Beef here threw in 2 when it was supposed to be 1.
Motherfucker.
I only threw in the second one because I thought it was quite funny.
I made this comment in Monday before either one of you jumped in. When I picked this cover, I was like, and when everyone jumped in, I was like, I'm gonna wait to put my cover in because I was on the line of the 2 AJ put in and the one I did put in.
Yeah.
I knew
I just
it
saw
was-
the Chris Cornell one, and I was
did.
like, "What?"
That-
So I
I
listened
said
to
that.
it, and I was like, "This is
I
too
said the
good."
Chris Cornell one was 100% gonna be one that AJ picks. I
Yep.
fucking knew
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Every time.
I sit there, listened to it, and just his whole spiel at the beginning where he was like, I was trying to learn this cover, and I was looking up the lyrics to it, and the most looked up lyrics were by a band called Metallica. So I put them together.
Yeah, that threw
He's
me
like,
the fuck off.
Playing the whole instrumental to one by YouTube, but singing the lyrics to Metallica's one.
It kind of threw me off when I listened to it. I'll tell
Yeah.
you that. Like, I was like, wait, what is going on here? This hurts my
Why
head.
is this working?
My brain hurts.
I almost put that one in, and then I was like, I'll play it straight, and I'll put in Eddie Vedder.
That's why I put mine in last. I was like, this is just a jokey one.
So real quick to kind of keep us going, so we can get to the last part of this.
No, you shut the fuck up.
This is Kl7ch's corner.
Yeah, back the fuck off, sir.
All
I
right,
put
fine.
Kl7ch in the corner, and he
Exactly.
fucking made a segment out of it.
All right. So I'm gonna have to say the not due to vocals or anything of that, but the Chris Cornell and the Keith Urban one, just because they're live, I just feel like they didn't do justice like if it was a pre-recorded
Cover
session.
Okay.
So those I'm putting at the bottom of my list, just because you can't really feel how they're doing it just because of it being a live setting.
Gotcha.
I mean, YouTube's just a war crime, so
What?
you can't do justice to a war crime.
I will say, Shinedown's on the next one. I liked it, but it's just different for me. I love Shinedown. I have plenty of their albums on my list of stuff to listen to. I just did not like this one from them.
Okay.
The ones that I really liked was the live symphony orchestra and choir.
Yeah.
I could listen to that one just doing daily tasks. Like, it was really, really good.
Oh my god.
Don't die there, sir.
I'm having fits over here.
Getting old.
Yeah.
If he's getting old, no, how does that make you feel?
Shut up.
I really like, even with the Eddie Vedder one being live, the vocals came through great in this one.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Like, I was actually surprised with this being a live setting. I wish I could hear the instrumentals a little bit better, but the vocals, even the backup
choir
that was in that, I could hear them just crystal clear. I was like, oh wow. And he fucking killed this. Like, and I have to put Johnny Cash at the top of these covers for me.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I'm going to kick this to our guest.
So I absolutely 100% am always like, if Johnny Cash covered it, it's gonna be hard to beat him. It's kind of cheating. The Chris Cornell.
I didn't do that intentional. Don't call me out.
Liar.
The Chris Cornell one.
Damn it, my headphone won't let me go any further.
The Chris Cornell one is what I thought of when I saw this, because I went, I could be a cheeky asshole. And I'm of two minds about U2. They have a handful of songs that I really enjoy, and then a massive catalog that is just Bono sucking himself off.
Right.
Pretty much.
I don't understand how a guy who does so many good things in the world is still such a douche. But
that's why.
Here we fucking are. And Eddie Vedder, like, no matter what you feel about Pearl Jam or Eddie Vedder's vocal style, like, when he wants you to feel something, few are as capable of doing it. There's I really think, despite being guitar-driven music, grunge music of the 90s really is, like, one of those eras of the vocals in music really meaning so much. Like, you go back to, like, 60s soul and 80s, like, gangsta rap, and then, like, the 90s has this, like, grunge era where, like Eddie Vedder, Lane Staley, these guys who just sound like they are dying. They are letting out some sort of evil that is in them.
Yeah.
And that is, to take this song and what it's about and to do what he does with it is really hard to top for me.
Yeah.
But then, of course, there's fucking Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash is just
Johnny Cash.
might have actually just been the devil dicking around in human skin to see how cool he could be.
I mean, Nobody said he wasn't.
Never
Like,
seen the
just-
devil and Johnny Cash in the same
In the
room.
same room,
I-
exactly.
Hey, you know what?
That's gonna
Exactly.
be a fun Photoshop I gotta do later.
But
Fucking do it.
and the symphonic one I had never heard. And I thought was really really good. Those three to me,
Top
like
tier?
I'll take those over the original any day of the week.
Okay.
So I don't know if I throw it to someone else now or
Yeah. Throw,
Yeah.
just pick
Okay.
somebody else.
Well then I'll go with Gunk.
Okay. I gotta agree with Kl7ch and basically most of the order. I threw in Keith Urban because I was trying to find one, and yeah, I was not impressed. I'm sorry, I love Chris Cornell, but what he did with that just kind of threw me off. Shine Down, not bad. Eddie Vedder, Johnny Cash, and the Symphony Orchestra, top tier. Really enjoyed those. I am not even going to rate the original because, yeah.
I didn't even acknowledge the original.
I listened to the original for like a minute, and I'm like, all right, I know the song. Now to find covers. So that's about the extent of that. There's a reason Bono's on my fucking celebrity death pool.
If I'm being honest, when I picked this cover, I picked this cover based off the Johnny Cash. And Evan was like, okay, let's go through the list. Who else has done this?
Yep.
I never once listened to the original.
All right, now I'm going to throw it down to AJ. Hi,
Okay.
welcome back.
Now, I was prepping up for the Photoshop.
Oh, shit.
I very much look forward to this.
It may not be a very good one, but I'm gonna try to make it look pretty good.
Do it.
So like I stated before, not a fan of U2. I've tried, don't like them. I've even listened to suggestions that people have given me of like their better songs. You know, some of them they have some catchy stuff, but it's just not for me whatsoever. So I gave these all a quick listen because
That is an interesting question,
lyrically,
Marcus.
it's
I'll
not
ask him
a
in a minute.
terrible song, so I can get partway through and have some choices.
Okay.
So, my top ones are definitely the orchestral one,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cash,
Yep.
and Eddie Vedder.
Okay.
Those were all phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just kind of threw Shine Down in there because, like I said, not a fan. I was trying to find something different than what everyone else picked. Chris Cornell one, I threw it in there because I thought it was kind of silly what he did. It was fun.
Okay.
Keith Urban Can Die in a Fire.
Yeah,
And,
damn.
yeah, that's mine.
All right. Gnome, you're the last one to go. What do you got?
So I'm in the same boat about you two.
Okay.
I didn't mind them up until I was forced to have an album.
You know, I never got
Back
that.
that was 2014, I think is what it was, something like shit like that.
Yeah.
When I was forced to have a U2 album, I hated Bono.
Excuse me.
Like, I'd listen to their songs in there, but I'm not a fan of them. So they're at the very bottom of the list because fuck that band.
Okay.
The Chris Cornell one was just funny. The rest of them are all phenomenal covers. I've said it multiple times in the podcast before. Anything with symphonic shit, I will absolutely love.
Gives you a rager.
Absolutely, 100%. Just fucking.
Gnome, your genius is showing.
I mean, it's really hard to put them on a list. As far as the rest of them, here's everything. U2's down by my dick because they can suck it.
God damn. All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much that does it for our cover corner here. I'm gonna ask this question from our comment section live here on Facebook first, and then we're gonna get into the next part of the podcast. So real quick, Marcus wants to know: does anyone think that we have reached the peak of music? And to explain, I don't think we can change music to any extent that it could be a new actual style of music.
Look,
Oh,
man,
you can.
people, we have fucking geniuses that are being born right now. I'm not talking like they're gonna save this planet.
No,
I'm
fuck no,
talking
we're fucked.
we are one note away from having a whole new musical revolution. Who knows when that's gonna happen? Who knows when someone's gonna make up a new instrument that just captivates the world?
As I
It-
said in that movie Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Thank you for reminding me because I have another meme to make about my dog.
Oh,
The
Uh,
that's
it's
I
bad.
think
I'm
that's
more
a really
curious about that meme than the other one.
You
that's
guys will
such
get
a
both.
short-sighted.
What you
That's
shooting
a-
your... Oh, there's the
Yeah, that's such a short-sighted idea of music. I think. So 1977, New York has the first of its major blackouts, and because of the New York blackout, which is unheard of for a city that large, urban youth, under the cover of darkness, break into appliance stores and record stores and steal turntables and records. And from that, modern hip hop is born, a genre that didn't exist. That and like I'm not really even into hip hop. Like, don't get me wrong, NWA and Public Enemy, I'm fucking here for, but that's about as far as I go.
yeah.
But when you think about, there is a singular pinpoint event we can trace this genre of music to where these people invented an entirely new way of expressing themselves by scratching the record, like misusing an item
Yeah.
in that way. Don't how far can we take music? Is music plateaued or something? Like I don't really get into the like polyphia, like multi-finger tapping or any of that. Like that's really cool, but it's boring to me. But
I feel the same way about that. Like I'll sit and listen to them, but there's only so much I can actually listen to before I'm like, oh, okay.
it's just like reading a technical manual to me. It might be well written, but it's still boring. But
Yeah.
like some young kid that is currently sitting in front of an iPad or has picked up an old DJ Hero controller and is running it through a MIDI synth on their computer or their Mac or some shit. One of them is going to figure out something that lurches it all forward and makes us go, well, why didn't anyone else think of that? Because that's what always happens.
I mean, there's the whole band of I want to say they're from Japan, but I haven't thought of them in a while. But they took like old scrap electronics and found ways to make different noises out of them and made a band. Like they've got it where one of them is an old tube television, and they have a magnet attached to their finger, and they get different frequencies, the different spots they move it across the glass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it could be anything. Like who knows? We could have a kazoo revolution tomorrow.
I mean, it happens throughout music. Like, so for example, Primus is a good example. He had that, the whamola.
Yeah.
Who brings
Yeah.
a whamola into fucking rock and metal?
Primus.
Fucking Les Claypool. Primus does.
There's so many things. Like if you go back to like, if you want to talk about like music as we know it today, which you can really tie to the roots of rock music, like it's kind of the base that all pop kind of grew off of for a lot of the 20th century. Depending on who you want to talk to, Rocket 88 in 1953, Ike Turner's guitar player drops his amplifier off the hood of their car. It gets busted, the tubes are loose or they're broken or something. He plugs it in and it sounds wrong. And that gives you distortion. Or 1,000-Pound Bee by Marty Robbins, which has got bass fuzz in the middle of it. There's so much that these ideas are tied in with technology and how we break or change or misuse that technology. So someone is going to break or change or misuse a helix pedal or a whammy pedal or a DJ rig or a microphone in a computer or something in such a way where it's just like, oh, that's the new tool that I can do something with.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it's not going to be me. I don't have that. I'm still sitting here like doing the same like warm up run that I've been doing for 10 years. So I don't think it's going to be me. But somebody's 9-year-old is out there right now, like fucking around on a digital synth on their iPad going, oh, but when I hold these 3 keys together that you're not supposed to be able to press at the same time, the program does this.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, it's like you got to think like all your favorite stuff in a song, like a pinch harmonic, was an accident at one point, and then someone was like, "Oh, that sounds cool," so they just sat there and just drilled it into
Billy
their head
Gibbons
how they
making
did
a joke out of it in
it.
Lagrange. That puts it in the popular lexicon, and then it takes off.
Exactly. Like someone sitting there just strumming on their guitar, and they go to do a bend, accidentally pinch harmonic, and they're like, "That's cool as fuck." And then they keep doing it over and over and over until they get it down, and then they throw it into a song, and someone hears it for the first time, and they're like, "What is this?" Changes the game.
Jimmy Page doing pull-offs to an open string live on stage in 1978.
Yeah.
Or 1968. And young Eddie Van Halen going, "But why couldn't you put a finger behind that and move it?" And then the entirety of guitar music for the late 1970s through the mid 1980s is completely different.
Yeah.
It's shit like that.
I'm gonna jump in here now. This is the point where I'm like, all right, we're gonna move on. Because I know for a fact this can go on for forever.
You were correct.
So we're gonna. That's your answer, Marcus. No, we have not reached the end. There's going to be more to come. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard us talk with this man all night. You've heard some of his opinions, some of his theories. It's now time for you to learn a little bit more about this man. But before we get to that, we're going to play you something that this man wrote years ago. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And he is, I'm going to ask him that he gives us permission to play his music for our live stream here on Facebook, for our live streams across Twitch and Kick.com, as well as for our YouTube audience. Aaron, do we have your express permission as the original founder of the band Follow the Buzzards to play your song?
You absolutely do, 100%. Because at least this way, if it goes out on your platforms, it's going out on platforms of people that I like. So
there we go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is a song from Aaron's previous band, Follow the Buzzards. The song is called What You Want. This is also the music video, so I'm going to full screen my shared screen here for you all to see. I am going to mute myself. I'm going to ask everyone in the group to mute themselves as well as we get this going. And here we go.
that he's sworn in and risen. It's hard to deny that his eyes glow green. Now watch us drown. Now watch us drown. Now watch us drown. Now watch us drown. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. So have to know what you need. Have to know what you need. Have to know what you need.
Save your soul for 13 easy payments of only $99.95. Operators are standing by. Call 1-800-555-0666 today. Visit followthebuzzards.com to save your soul and more before it's too late. Rules and regulations apply. Mugen Music and Buddy Effects employees and family members are not allowed for soul savings. Restrictions and details available at mugenmusic.net.
All
I love
right.
the fucking end.
That was a great ending. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got to hear this man sing. You got to hear him play guitar. We're now going to take the time to sit down and get to learn about this man that you have been listening to all night with us. As you know, his name is Aaron Lowther. So, Aaron, I know you're currently working on a project, yes?
Yep.
And right now, so let me ask you this before I ask: are you willing to say the name or no?
Yes, yeah, we did finally settle on one. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the band name and who currently is in it?
So the band name is Disrespectfully Yours.
Okay.
And
Nice.
the members of the band, thank you, are myself on guitar and vocals, and Stephanie O'Connor on bass. And hopefully one day I can cajole her into background vocals as well, because she's also a very good singer. But she'll probably fight me on that tooth and nail the whole way. Also, I am being instructed, just so everyone knows, and please don't feel bad about this. Nobody gets it right. It's Lowther, not
Lowther.
Lowther.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me.
you.
I always do this. I
No.
typically am good about asking, but I always fuck it up. So
No, it's
Lowther.
I've been working for the same guy for like 10 years. He still gets it wrong.
Okay.
So don't feel bad.
So with
But-
that being said, though, we do know, and you and I have talked about this. We talked about this before the podcast. This is going to be a public announcement for everyone watching this. They are needing a drummer. They need a drummer. It is amazing music. I have heard the music. It's I want to say it's similar to what you all just heard. It's very similar, but there's more. So any of our viewers out there that are a drummer that are like, man, I need a band, hit him up. Find him on
Here's
Facebook.
your opportunity.
Here is your opportunity. It's a great time. He's a lot of fun to work with. He's got some great stuff. So definitely hit him up. Find him on Facebook. I'm sure he'd be happy to, audition and see where it goes from there. So I'm going to
Absolutely.
do a shameless plug for you right there. I don't care. So,
Shameless plug.
so where are you guys from?
So I am from right here where I'm sitting presently, Foyle, Oklahoma. I've lived here my whole life. Aside from a few occasional stops just north here in Claremore and briefly in Owasso. I don't really go anywhere in terms of where I live. Stephanie is from all over the place, but I think she'd probably say she's from Tahlequah. I think is what she would probably say.
Okay.
And if not, she'll probably comment in the chat there to say where she's actually considers herself to be from.
I'll let you know
I
when she does.
I joke with her all the time that I know nothing about her past because she just assumes I know it all already, and I have to be like, nope, I've missed that. I don't. But no, we're from here. We're all over. We kind of are from all over the place. We are looking for a drummer, and we are like working on a record. I'm getting play by play. She just
Marcus, thank you for liking the stream. Hold on, is she currently like messaging you right now? Is she texting you?
She texted. She was the one that texted me to be like, tell him to fucking say your name right.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I never knew how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, and I got that, and I got, bro, why you calling me out on the internet?
Well, here's the worst part. It's not just here on Facebook. It's across Twitch. It's across Kick.com. It's also across YouTube, or will be as of Friday. So, oh, and she just commented, "You should be." I'm in deep shit. Way to go.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
Oh man, she said you should be.
Ah,
Yeah. All right.
But-
So
Get him. Get him.
yeah. So we're a rock and roll band. Like that's what I call that music. I don't, it's like Lemmy used to say, we are Motorhead. We play rock and roll. We play rock and roll. That's what we do.
Yep.
If you try to get any more granular than that, you're putting me in too small of a box, I feel like.
gotcha.
So yeah, no, I mean, ask away. Let's interview away. Let's do it.
All right. So, how did this band get started?
So I was in the band you just saw, Follow the Buzzards, for about 7 or 8 years.
Mhm.
Formed in 2013, ended post-pandemic. Brian, the drummer, was the drummer the whole time. He was is a very good hand. But I started writing some stuff that like didn't really sound like that band to me. It didn't fit those people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Justin keeps having more fucking kids, and so he's busy and doesn't have time to do that. Shout out to Justin if he sees this. He'll be over. Justin is still one of my dearest friends. Like he's gonna be here on the 27th to watch Royal Rumble with us, with his family. But he's busy as shit with that, working like 60 hours a week, so he couldn't commit. I'll story frame it. So we all were out of work. The pandemic happened. Nobody can go play shows. Our job, or at least the job that we like, disappears, and nobody knows what to do. And my wife at the time gets COVID at the tail end of 2020.
Oof.
And that was still when you had to take 2 weeks off. Like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're locked in the house, right? Like it's 14 fucking days. And she gets COVID, and I somehow didn't get it at the time. But we're locked in the house. And I said, what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write 14 songs in 14 days. And I sat down with my guitar, and I would start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would go till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would write, record, mix, and produce a full demo. Guitar, bass, drums, vocals, solos, background vocals, the whole nine. Every day. And I did that for 14 straight days. And I'd never done anything like that before. I've never done anything like it since. But it was just like nobody can interrupt me. I have free time like I've never had free time. And I that record, or the songs and stuff that came out of that, I was like, this doesn't really feel like Follow the Buzzards. And then at some point near then, we had done one show. It was probably before then. We had done one show in Oklahoma City. And it was a great show. It's one of the best ones we've ever played. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. But it's long-winded, so I'll save it for another time or later or something. And we did that, and then we were off again because the curve did not flatten, and we all got to go back into hiding. And then it was time to come out of that. And we booked a show with New Time Zones, which plug for New Time Zones. If you don't know New Time Zones, find out about New Time Zones. Listen to their shit. They're so good. They are so talented. It's stupid. I love David Ray is their guitar player and kind of the leader of that bunch of guys. And he makes me feel like a moron when it comes to the electric guitar. He's so fucking good. It's stupid. It hurts. But we have a show with them, and like, you guys have all met me. I'm a competitive dick. My goal is always at every show, even if I like you guys, and I do like you guys. We played with you guys a lot.
Yeah.
My goal was always to be the only band that anybody walks out of that building talking about. That's what I'm there for. I want to enjoy your shit. I want us to all have a good show. But my goal is for everybody to walk out of there going, that guy, those guys, that was the fucking shit. And that's what I ask of the people in the band. And I always have. And we took this gig with 60 days before the gig. And I said, everybody needs to rehearse for 30 days. And at the time, Stephanie's going to come in and play bass because Tiffany had gone out to Woodward, Oklahoma, where assumedly she still is. I don't know. I don't know that anybody's heard from her in a while. I'm honestly a little concerned about her, but if she's alive, I'm sure she'll pop back up eventually.
Yeah.
But she'd gone out there. And so we needed a new bass player, and Stephanie had learned how to play bass, and she was learning these songs. And Stephanie is new at bass. She's gonna be mad at me about this. She's a real musician. She like reads sheet music and stuff, and like learned how to play an instrument in band and stuff. Not like me, who like listens to things and fakes it. And so she picked up bass super fast and could do the stuff. And so in the 30 days, I'm having to get back into it because I'm out of practice. I've had COVID twice at this point. My voice is not where I want it to be. I'm having to really work for it. We get there after 30 days, and we have the first rehearsal. And it's just gone.
Damn.
What that band was, what it used to be, isn't there anymore. And it's one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever had to admit to myself. Because it's just gone. It is not there. It's not alive anymore. It doesn't breathe. It's gone. And over the next few weeks, I called Justin and Brian, or next few days, I called Justin and Brian and told them both, like, we had a lot of time to prep for that, and that's where we're at. I'm not going to sully what we did by going out on what that is. The last thing we did, it's been 9 months, 12 months, whatever it had been, and that was a really big high. I'm not going to sully that by what this is. And so we didn't do the show. I did the show as like a solo gig. When I ended up getting the flu like the week beforehand, I could barely sing. I did like 6 songs and ended with Not Fade Away by Buddy Holly, and kind of that was me closing the door on Follow the Buzzards. And then I went home and I sat for several months with really no idea what to do. Because this had been just a part of my life at that point. Like, Brian has a Follow the Buzzards tattoo. Like, that's how permanent that shit was for us. And Stephanie was still practicing stuff. And I started to feel like, well, we'll do something else. You're not so old that you can't do something else. And started trying to move this thing forward. And it has been pulling fucking teeth the whole time. I've forgotten how much I hate auditioning people.
Yeah.
You can answer me this. Why are all you fucking drummers so goddamn weird?
Dude.
Right? Like, no, but like, AJ, like you dealt with a bunch of them, I'm sure. They're all fucking weird.
Hey, can we all take a minute and just look at the drummer in the chat, please?
He knows.
I know. Okay,
he
look,
knows.
I know we're fucking weird. It's hard to explain why drummers are the way we are. It's something about our
Look at him trying to explain it.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily saying bad weird.
No,
like,
it's
good weird.
Generally
Brian,
weird.
Good weird. But there's some of them out there where I'm like, you honest to God leave the house and interact with other human beings like that.
Yeah.
Like, you do that.
Like, watching Gunk try to explain why drummers are weird is like a Jedi trying to explain to his physician why he can make things levitate.
It's the most drummer thing he could have done right there. It was fantastic.
Both of you. Drummers, I could speak on behalf of myself. I have weird quirks. Like, I could sit here and my leg will just be tapping. I cannot control it. It happens. Fuck you. Leave my teeth out of this situation. So
you got it.
Did it first. Let's go.
I haven't said one in a while, and I didn't even say it.
I know. I saw the fucking fuck you. But like I'll sit there and I'll just be tapping my fingers. As a drummer, one of the things that I constantly have going on in my mind is music, beats. I have to keep going. I make the joke, I have restless body syndrome. I cannot sit still for a long period of time. It is just a weird quirk. I've seen almost every drummer I've met has that same thing. They cannot sit still because the energy is constantly there. You know, most drummers you see like in rock and metal bands are very animated. They have to be. If you really want to put on a show, because if you're a drummer just sitting back there playing, you won't be noticed. There are major bands out there that's all the drummer does is just sit there and just play. And if I could think of a few of them, you couldn't tell me the drummer's name. But there are bands out there, the big names, that if I tell you the fucking band name, you're going to know the drummer's name off the top of your head. I mean, fucking Slipknot, everybody knew Joey. Metallica, everybody knows Lars.
Well, we know
That's
Lars
because
for
he's an
different reasons.
asshole.
Well, yes, but I'm just kind of throwing out different things. But the point of it is, as a drummer, the weirdness is, it's hard to describe why. It's just part of who we are, I guess. Now, granted, yes, there are drummers out there that are a very bad weird that, no, you should not be interacting with people. You almost have to treat them like Animal from the Muppets. Put a fucking chain on them, keep them in a cage, and only let them out to play the drums and then throw their ass back in the fucking cage.
That just sounds like guitarists.
Oh, I'm buying you a fucking cage for fucking your birthday.
Please don't tease me. So anyways.
Go ahead and read Marcus. No, go ahead and read chat.
Like you're saying, you've seen my drummer. He's one of the quiet ones.
Yep.
He's like, he'll talk to you if he knows you, or if like you're a fan, he'll talk to you. But you see him on stage, and he's just like,
yeah, we get fucking
dog
weird
shit out of those cymbals.
We
dude.
get fucking. We have to be animated because in a band, if you see a band on stage, you obviously are going to see the guitarist, the bass player, the vocalist. They're moving around or getting into it. But that's where your eyes are drawn to. Unless the drummer is animated. They're going fucking nuts. They're getting into the songs. Your eyes then get drawn to the back of the stage to that drummer. That's...
Behind every good band is an even better drummer.
Fingers.
In the shadows.
So Marcus said, out of all instruments out there, I hope my kids don't do drums. You know what? That's fine.
I hope they do. I hope they have a Neil Peart drum set by the time
you're
they're
evil.
9.
All right, so let's move on to some of these other questions. So I'm gonna kind of jump around with these
Gong and everything
for time constraints. So let's just kind of jump here. I'm going to skip some of these for time restrictions, guys.
We could probably skip the goofy question, too, because we
have to.
That's a long-winded one. Oh, do we have to?
We have to do the FMK.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do that one.
We didn't pick it for, like, no reason.
I know. So I'm going to jump to that one because I know these other ones are going to be long-winded because of how in-depth we really thought with these questions. So I'm going to just jump straight to the FMK. We're trying to do better, but we've also like killed an hour and 45 minutes already. So
I'm blaming you.
Hey,
no.
If it's good content, people will listen.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to edit that much.
I'll start sending this shit to you, motherfucker. Anyways.
He'll sit there and then I'll be like, okay, it's done. I'll just send you back the same shit.
Oh, I fucking know. All right, so we're going to jump ahead to a funny question here for you. All right, so this is our FMK, Fuck, Marry, Kill.
All right.
Now, we had to make it a point. We have to start planning ahead and pick out the people we list in this. So we decided to go with the Big Lebowski for this one. So your Fuck, Marry, Kill choices are, and this is from the movie The Big Lebowski, at that time period, Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi.
Okay. Mary. I'm gonna go with Donnie.
Okay, so
Wait,
Steve,
are we going to characters or actors? Hold on. The
Ooh.
characters they're portraying or the
Oh.
actors? That is an important distinction.
We didn't get that far into that. Oh shit.
you know what? Fuck it. The
How
characters
come
are
it's always
portraying.
our guests?
Yeah,
Always
okay.
our
The
guests.
The
go
characters
deeper
are
than we
portraying.
do.
So Mary Donnie, Steve Buscemi's character. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Donnie seems like a really nice guy who's desperately just like trying to interact with his friends in a genuine way, and Walter is constantly dogging on him. Now, Walter's not necessarily wrong about some of that shit. Donnie needs to pay fucking attention. However, he seems like a nice fellow. So marry Donnie.
Okay.
We're gonna go. We're gonna fuck the dude because simply because that shit was scientifically relevant. Like he had like she sent him to a doctor and was like she met the dude one time and was like, I'm gonna have that slacker's baby. She saw something we didn't see, and I'm a man who asks questions, so I need to know.
You feel like he's a giver?
I mean, he must be.
He's got to be.
And then so we're gonna kill Walter because Walter needs to die in combat to really. He's not gonna. He's gonna feel like he missed out something in life, and so we're just gonna have to knife fight to death.
Okay, see, I was going to say there's got to be a follow-up based on what you just said. So is it going to be just like you just kill him, or are you going to create a whole scenario where this guy has to fight you to the death?
This has to be. This has
Like
to
he was
be,
back in Gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to knife fight to death so he can feel like he died as his buddies did.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead. That'll be the last question for this interview, guys, because there is one other question we still have to ask them, and that is our final segment of the evening, actually. So we've kind of gone through the interview. We've learned a lot about you and your new group that you're doing. So now I'm going to give you a chance, and I'm going to have you just pick like one or two tips to give here. But this is our music gear show tips segment. This is where we give you, the artist, a chance to give some tips to our viewers across all platforms that are watching this. But of course, as always, we always have to remind everyone the first tip is...
Don't suck.
Don't suck.
That is as a musician or as a person.
So remember that. So, Aaron, what tips do you have for our viewers, whether it be about music specifically, gear specifically, or shows? What two tips would you pick off the top of your head to give them?
2 tips. Fuck. All right. So I mean, you have covered. You have. I'm gonna amend. Don't suck. I'm not. I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna take 3 because I'm amending. Don't suck.
That's fine.
Practice. We all suck.
Yep.
At something. I suck at shit that I
fair.
write. I will write a thing and then come back to it a day later and be like, that's bad. The idea is good. That is bad. Practice it. Practice your shit. Practice shit that you wrote. Practice till you don't suck. That is, you can and will do that if you practice. If you don't practice, you will continue to suck. Fucking practice your shit. Stop watching gear reviews on YouTube. Stop reading about pedals. Stop looking at new drum sets. Stop looking at whatever the new shit is and go practice. And once you've done that for an hour, then you can go jack off to whatever the fuck is on that pedal show that week. Okay? But like, practice.
Yeah.
Listen here, AJ. We'll have words after this podcast.
That's fine. I'm
So-
here. I'm all ears.
That is my amendment to don't suck.
That's fine.
Practice till you don't suck.
Yeah. No,
No.
I completely agree with that
Yep.
because, like, our song Glass House, I fucking hated that song when I wrote it. I hated it. I didn't like it. And after we paid the money, went in studio, full on recorded it, I love that song. We put so much love and care into it and practiced the dog shit out of it when we first wrote it. To now, we always end up playing it like 5 or 6 times at a practice because it's just our favorite song now.
So practice till you don't suck. the actual two, and I'm a gearhead, but I'm gonna try to not just give gearhead bullshit. But the best advice I can give to musicians out there is buy good shit. Don't buy overly expensive shit. Don't buy shit you don't need. Buy good shit. By that I mean, like I said, I'm a gearhead. I like one type of guitar because my shoulder is fucked up. For the people out there that know, the like two people that are watching this that know me, uh, they'll know this. But for the rest of you that don't, I used to be a wrestler. I used to be a pro wrestler. And in the process of doing that, destroyed my neck and back. And then I carried around Les Pauls for a decade, and now this shoulder is completely foobar. It doesn't do the thing it doesn't shoulder properly anymore.
Okay.
And so I can't carry Les Pauls anymore. I play SGs because they're light enough I can get away with it, and because fuck strats. So I want that, like I have the sound that I want, and I know what I want it to sound like. And so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get a good SG, right? But don't sit there and go, well, I have to get this one because I have in my head I have to get this one. Go to the fucking guitar store, try the guitar, and spend a long fucking time with it. Try the drum kit, try the keyboard, whatever, and spend time with it. Tell the sales guy to go fuck off. Hey, Isaac. And like, tell him to piss the fuck off and play the damn thing. Because you will fall in love with an idea of something, or the idea that you have to have something, like you have to have a certain amp, you have to have a certain pedal, you have to have a certain guitar, because such and such plays it, or such and such endorsed it. You might not fucking like it. I spent 20 years lusting after a Les Paul Gold Top with dual P90s. And I got one. It was all right. It was okay. It's meh. It's meh. Yeah. And I went through 2 of them to get to a meh one. Don't do that. Go to the store, play the guitars, play the drums, do whatever, and take home the one that you like. Now, if you're doing the shit that I do, which is trying to fit an aesthetic theme, which when you saw the video there, you'll kind of get it. Everything's red. That's different. Then you have to try to fit in, but go get good shit that's reliable, easily replaceable, and good. Not because you think you want it or think you need it. That's the biggest thing. I taught guitar for several years, and I even went and did it in Guitar Center. And I would have these new students come in who would show up week 1 with the cheapest guitar they could get. And in 4 weeks, they'd tell me, well, I think I need a better guitar. They didn't need a better guitar. They needed to have not bought the cheapest one on the floor the first time. They needed to not buy the $80 one from the swap meet. They needed to come in and spend $200 to get a decent starter guitar that would have been good for the next 10 years. And you can play shows with that.
Oh yeah,
you absolutely
all
can.
The time.
Yeah.
And sometimes those people get crazy tone out of it because they love it and they take good care of it.
And learning the insides and outs of it. You don't need a $4,000 Les Paul. They might be cool, and if you can afford one, that's great. You don't need it. And so don't piss good money away. Instead, going back, go practice. You will sound better.
Yep.
That was like me. Like I started off with the Squire.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's good.
Smooth move.
Throw my vapes around. No, it's like you mentioned this, so like you can ask Gunk. I spent months looking at that LTD.
Yeah.
And fucking tried them out, played on them, and eventually I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. Best purchase. I love that guitar.
Yeah, it was like me. Like I said, my mom bought me a Squire starter kit, and I loved that guitar, but it would never stay in tune. Couldn't get it to do this, couldn't get it to do that. So I started fishing around. Anytime I'd go to Tulsa from my small town, like go visit my aunt or something like that, go to Guitar Center. Oh, this looks like a cool one. The LTD, I've never heard of that. Pick it up, play it. This feels pretty good. Okay. Then next time. And then I fell upon Ibanez. I love Ibanez. I like the way they feel. I like the weight. So my first paycheck, my first job, I ordered a $600 Ibanez Artist Series 2 from a catalog. The guitar's been with me for 17 years. I still play it every now and again. I still pick it up. I still clean it. I love it. It's my baby.
So, going to my second recommendation, unless Gunk wants to interject here, I thought he did, and we all cut him off.
I was just gonna say Stephanie did pop off R.I.P. Pancake.
R.I.P. Pancake. That was the gold top. So it was a quick aside. It was a Tokai gold top. It was made in Japan. It was a great guitar, and it was not my favorite, but I liked it. And it was hanging on the stand one day, and the headstock detached from the body.
Oh,
Just went.
my heart fell into my ass when you said that. I could see it happening.
Gibson quality.
And it
God
hurt.
damn.
And it wasn't even a Gibson. It was a Tokai. It was made in Japan.
Oh, shit.
I went, and they don't have a scarf joint or anything. It was just a weird freak accident. I fixed it and I sold it to a guy who loved it and still plays it all the time. And I got my money back out of it. So,
There
But-
you go.
the second thing I will say is you have to do two things to be good at this. And I can only speak as a guitar player. I'm sure it's true for most musicians, but I can only speak as a guitar player because it's the only thing I'm confident in enough to say that that's what I am. I can play the bass, but I'm not a bassist. I'm a guitar player. I'm a guitarist. That's what I do. Listen to more than the first handful of things that you really like. A lot of people get stuck in I listen to AC/DC, Aerosmith, and Black Sabbath, and that is it. And that's too small. Listen to some shit that's in a major key, for shit's sake. There's so many rock guitar players that don't know how to play in a major key. They can't do it. They can only play in minor pentatonics, and it's like, fucking A, dude. Listen to something that's in a major key. Listen to the Outlaws. Listen to the Ramones. Listen to something that is in a major key. Learn how to do that and then apply it. Because the more you limit your view, the less you will grow. And second to that, but equally important, is write your own stuff from the outset. From the moment that you can work your way around the guitar in something other than just playing, like sort of miming someone else's stuff, write your own shit. It'll be bad. It will be bad.
It's always bad at first.
Yep.
But it will get better because practice till you don't suck. And songwriting is a part of that. So people don't think about the fact that you have to practice songwriting.
And songwriting does not mean lyrics.
No, it means composition. It means arrangement. It means recording techniques. It's all of that. Do whatever you like in that family and do a lot of it. Like I said, I sat down and I did 14 songs in 14 days. And there are, of that 14, 8 of them are real good. 8 of them are ones I would let people hear. Like I would work up and put on a record. 2 of them can probably be revised with not too much work to get to that. And the rest of them have like a decent idea amongst a kernel of bullshit. Like we'll dig around there and eventually I'll mine something good out of that. And I've been doing this for so long that I don't want to say that in public. A long fucking time.
A long time. We'll just
A
leave it at that.
long fucking time. And you got to practice at it. You have to write your own shit. Learn other people's stuff and write your own shit. If you get stuck in a rut, go learn a song by a band that you've never learned a song by before. Sit down. If you get stuck in a rut, go sit down and learn Cult of Personality by Living Color.
Okay.
Go learn how to do that string skipping bit that he's doing in the main riff of that song, and tell me you won't come away with some ideas. If you get stuck in a rut, go sit down and learn Green Grass and High Tides Forever. And tell me you don't come out of that solo having thought about the major scale differently. If you get stuck in a rut, go sit down and learn something off of the first 2 Rainbow records. And tell me you don't come away with thinking about the guitar player not like a shitty blues guitar player, like a lot of rock guitar players do. That's how you. But then you also have to take that and write something with it. Which it might be derivative, and you might play it for friends, and they're gonna be like, "It sounds like Deep Purple," and you'd be like, "Ah, shit, well, that's not what it sounded like." But you did something different, and you wrote something. Put it away, save it. Don't throw it away. Don't delete it. Don't burn the paper. Put it somewhere, because in 10 years you might come back to that, find what the good idea was in that, and mine from it something that you can do something with.
Yeah, I still have shit written from Lights Out on Sheridan. Like, it's still sitting in there. I got shit I wrote when I was 7 years old.
Yeah, I the other day went back and pilfered a riff from a song that Follow the Buzzards played 3 times and we never played again. And I was like, it's not very good. Well, the song itself wasn't very good, but that musical idea is worthwhile. And I just gotta massage it till it gets where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Layla and other assorted love songs, which I hate to give Clapton any fucking credit for anything. Fuck Eric Clapton. But he talks about writing that song and how he wrote it over 18 months and just worked it and worked it and worked on it with other people and worked it and worked it and worked it and worked it. And now it is this monolithic thing where you can just say Layla, and anybody that knows anything about classic rock knows exactly what the fuck you're talking about. They'll hear it in their head. So the long and the short, I guess, of my 3 things is fucking work at it.
Yeah.
That's all of this. All this is work. It's fun work. It's work you should enjoy. It's work that you should really love. And if you don't love it, you won't last.
Exactly.
But it's work.
Yeah.
It is work in finding the willpower to get up and write another song when you've got writer's block. It is work in the willpower to get up and practice. It is work in loading in gear to the van, driving to the venue, unloading it, and playing to 3 people and being paid $12.50 at the end of the night. It's work in loading the gear into the van, driving to the venue, playing to a packed venue, and then being paid $12.50 because apparently that's 1/4 to 20% of the bar.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. It's
know. Yeah.
It's work. But fuck, man, when it's good, like when you get in front of a crowd that's really into it and you're really into it, that 30 minutes or that 20 minutes or that 10 minutes is irreplaceable and unreproducible by any drug on this fucking earth.
Exactly.
100%.
Like he said, like, man, if you want it, you gotta work for it. Like, when the band I'm in now started up, our first show we had 3 people and the bands we were playing with.
Yep.
And then go to last weekend, Saturday, it was 3/4 full Vanguard, people jumping with me to songs, people shouting lyrics back to me. You gotta work if you want stuff like that. And then the moment you get it, you'll know what you have to do.
Yep.
Like, you'll know that all of this stuff that I just put into, all this blood, sweat, and tears, the days I missed, I could have slept in that day, but I got up and I went to band practice. You'll see that crowd and you'll be like, this is why I did it. And this is why I'm going to keep doing it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all so much for sticking it out with us here. It has been a good podcast tonight, in my opinion. We've had a lot of fun. I want to thank Aaron so much for taking his time to sit with us throughout this entire thing and do this whole podcast with us with all the back and forths.
Well, thank you guys very much. Hopefully I wasn't too terribly long-winded.
You're fine.
No.
But I do want to thank my co-hosts, Gnome, Kl7ch, and Beef down there. Yeah,
Beef.
I'm just going to call you Beef. Your mother named you Beef, so you're Beef.
That's fair.
Beefy.
But thank you all so much for joining us here live on Facebook. As you guys know, every week we go live on Wednesday. So make sure to hit that like button, follow the page, turn on notifications. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. Just don't share it to somebody you don't want them to hear certain words because...
No, share it to them. Fuck them.
There you
Exactly.
go. And as always, for those of you watching on YouTube,
Shut
Shut
the
the
fuck
fuck
up.
Up.
in reality, those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it. For both Facebook and YouTube, if you guys have suggestions or you have a response to one of the things you heard tonight, put it in the comments section. We'll look at it later. We'll get back to you, obviously.
No, we won't.
As you know, we do have an email on our Facebook page here. We are always accepting requests and submissions for top 3s or albums we should check out for hosts-only episodes. If you're an artist...
Or suggestions on artists.
Yep, I was getting to that. If you're an artist and you would like to be a part of this, or you know an artist that should be a part of this, email us. Let us know. I check the emails every day, and so I'm waiting on one of you guys to email us.
I got suggested one. Somebody messaged me, so I'll talk to you about it after this.
That works. But thank you all so much. And again, Aaron, thank you so much for taking your time to sit with us. We will see you all next week. In the meantime, bye.
You sit
Later,
by Twitch
fuckers.
too.
See you guys. Fuck Ted Nugent.
Yes.
That is staying in the recording. I hope you know that.
Good. Good.
It
Fuck Ted
needs
Nugent
to.
and fuck Toby Keith.
And...